guys.
Welcome back to Shut the Smut Up.
Yeah.
Woo!
Jazz
Spirit-
fingers.
What's that? Spirit fingers. But you can't tell our generation. What are we talking about today, Dallas?
The Prince Without Sorrows by...
Are we going to attempt to say it?
No. But we'll
It's
put
like-
it here.
It's like Maithree, and I can't say the last name. I'm so sorry.
If you watch this ever, yeah, we're sorry.
Yes. So, HarperCollins sent us an arc of this, which shout out to them. Thank you so much. It was really good. It was a little bit different than what I was expecting.
It's unique.
Yeah, very unique concept. Something a little bit different than what I thought it was going to be.
It's Indian style themed.
Yeah, it's like ancient Indian history, like mythology type thing.
Yeah, so on the back it says it's inspiration from ancient India. Yeah, it's something from some kind of empire, ancient India.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we both finished this. I finished about a week ago. You finished it a couple days ago.
I would say, yeah.
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 Something like that. Pretty quick, easy read. Nothing too crazy. I do feel well, actually, what did you rate this book?
I gave it a 4-star. I would give it a 4-star. It really pushed the very high end of a 3.75. So I just rounded it up to a 4-star.
Nice. Yes. Okay. So I rated it a 3.75. I did really enjoy it. I'm gonna say my one thing is it was very level.
It reads YA hardcore.
Yes. It's a very level book. You don't have a ton of ups and downs, but you want to know what's going on, so you continue reading. I did really like it. I rounded up to a 4 on Goodreads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with this star ratings, you have to round that up.
Sometimes I'm terrible about that.
The one thing about this book is The Prince Without Sorrows. It does say on the back, a prince born into violence seeking peace, and a witch shackled by pacifism. Is it pacifism?
Pacifism?
Pacifism? Whatever, you know what I mean. I'm terrible at... I can speak them in my mind, not out loud.
It's like trying to pronounce names in fantasy books, and you'll just skirt right through it, and then you actually try to say it, and you're like,
But a witch shackled by pacifism. But this is a dual POV.
Yes.
And it follows
third person.
Yeah, third person, and it follows Princess Ahsoka and the witch, who is a Maithree.
Yeah, Maithree witch. I when I was reading the book, I said Shakti.
That's how you say it.
Yeah,
Shakti.
Shakti. I think I said Shakti, but I think it's hard to learn. If you don't know a certain type of language or anything like that, it's hard to pronounce things sometimes.
And there's not a pronunciation guide in this either.
Well, and in the arc proof, we didn't have a map or anything like that. So when Harper Voyager sent us and the map is awesome. We're a sucker for a good map.
Yeah,
but I love that they sent us a
finished copy.
Yeah, a finished copy, which was awesome. And I wished I actually would have had this, because I love a physical book for the reason that you can flip back and forth.
Correct.
But yeah, it was really good. Starting with the prologue,
The Burning Witch.
Yeah, the first thing I was like, okay, that kind of sucked me in, because Shakti's aunt's being freaking burned alive by this crazy emperor. Yeah,
Emperor Aldi.
Oh gosh, I don't know now.
That's how I would say it, is Aldi.
Yeah, it was interesting. You've got tons of sibling rivalry, witches. It is technically labeled as an LGBT. Is it LGBT?
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
What's the letters?
I wouldn't even label it as that, because
it's marketed as that, though.
But I wouldn't at the same time, because I mean, I wouldn't label it that. I mean, you even have it's labeled as romantic angst in there.
Yeah.
there isn't in there.
They should have left it as, so they're like a new fantasy series of hunted witches, romantic inks, and political intrigue. We talked about this, and this was one of our only criticisms, I feel like, is don't market it as romantic inks when there's like zilch. Like there's zero romance. It's like maybe like a few thoughts.
Yeah, there's only thoughts, and even that's where the LGB, you know what I mean? Yeah. There are like the thoughts of it being.
Yeah.
So like,
I would have loved it.
Oh, I would have too, especially with Ahsoka and his guard, because like all it is the thoughts of Ahsoka wanting to kiss his guard. You know what I mean? That's it.
But did you love the part when he kind of like his eyes like glittered back to him? I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, first off, I've never like read anything like that, and so I kind of was
like, bitch, I can give you.
I was like, let's go.
I can give you some great recommendations. Don't you worry.
But I was like, wait, and so knowing that, I was actually a little bit nervous jumping into this because I'm obviously married to a man, so it's one of those things that I was a little nervous going into it, and don't let that be something that stops you from reading it, because I think that it's a great like political fantasy. You've got sibling rivalry, you've got the witches, you've got I love the creatures actually in this
I was going
to
actually bring up the creatures.
Nature spirits were really interesting. This is going to be
the greater spirits.
Yeah. So this is going to be a trilogy, and so this is the first book. It's book 1 of the Obsidian Throne. Question: have you watched any Studio Ghibli stuff?
I've seen like a couple, like back in the day.
So I sometimes like the Studio Ghibli stuff, and when she was describing the nature spirits, it kind of gave me like
the little fire spirits.
Yeah, like just different things. Yeah. And like just the different creatures, like when they look kind of weird, like the little globs or like other things.
Like and like my friend Tandro or not Tandro. What is it?
Thrawn? No. Whatever it is.
Yeah, you know
what I'm saying. But like those type of like, for some reason, like that was what I saw in my brain, and I don't know why. But
I mean, you have the flying serpent, the serpent with wings, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the greater spirit was that black tiger at the one part.
Which was super, super interesting. And I love like that the witches have a different language to speak to the spirits.
It's like a whistle kind of. Yeah.
Another thing that I really love is I keep want to say Ashoka and
I call him Asaka.
Yeah.
Ahsoka.
And Shakti like kind of were on the same journey. Like
they're wanting the same thing. Like
they like want the downfall
of his father, empire, right? Yeah. Of the father's like terror, the reign of his father.
Ashoka's a disappointment.
Yeah. And I mean, like his father wants to kill all the Marakari, which are the witches, and
which I love the witches.
They're just so cool, and they just want more. Their magic is just all about peace, and like they're not about evil and like killing and everything. So,
but come to find out that it's more of the older generation. The younger generation is sick of being oppressed.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, let's take it down. We're gonna curse. If we need to curse somebody, let's curse somebody. Well, and Shakti is how we say her name. Well, she witnesses Emperor Aldi kill her aunt, basically, and like her entire village just gets slaughtered, right? Well, she's tired of being oppressed.
That was really sad, but it was very, like, I was reading fast. That was really interesting.
So she curses the emperor, right? Mm-hmm. And what happens there is she ends up like taking in his soul, and we get the whole collective ideal. And I think that was the coolest part of the whole magic system, was the collective in general.
That was like that she had to go basically into her mind, and she could talk.
It was the Avatar state. It was the Avatar state from the Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's what it reminded me of.
Okay, I'm vaguely familiar with that.
So in that, what happens is, in each generation of Avatar, they can communicate with their past lives.
Oh,
so
interesting.
They can talk with the past lives, just like how she is able to. In this, she can talk to each emperor that came before.
Right. Which is super cool, and I feel like it was really mysterious, and you kept wanting to know like what was going on, and like it'll be interesting to see where this story goes. I feel like this book is like a 16 plus, like anybody could read it. Like there's not really.
I think even a maybe even
14?
say 14.
Okay, yeah.
To be quite honest with you, I would say this could be in a middle school.
Okay.
To be quite honest with you.
Yeah. I think it just depends on where the series goes.
Oh, for sure.
With the romantic aspect. That's why I said 16 plus, because I don't know where it's going to go.
Agreed.
Right?
We don't know
if it
where
does
it's going to
get
go
a little
with
bit more.
The romantic aspect.
Maybe it will get more angsty.
And which I
hope so.
I would like that, because at the end of the book with Ahsoka and his guard, I mean, Ahsoka kind of like got snappy with his guard, and you could see his guard get hurt at that. You know what I mean? And you're just like, "Fuck you, Ahsoka! Like, how dare you snap at him like that, you fucking douche!"
I know. And the guard's name, it's Rahil, right? Is that how you said it? And I really I liked him. I did find myself being like, but I also would have loved if Shakti and Rahil, like when they fight, I loved that.
Oh, that was pretty badass.
And I was like, so please, like reading so many romanticies,
but they were like split too fast. Like their stories got they're like, you would have thought, like, because they were the main two people, that their stories would have been interconnected so much more, but they met and then instantly they were
right.
Their stories were separated.
Who did we fucking hate the whole book?
The sister, she's a cunt, straight the fuck up.
She was terrible.
But she was she was so well written. The sister and the father were written such well villains. The writing of them were so well.
Yeah. I
really enjoyed that part.
Yeah. The one thing I do, like I said, I wish there just would have been a little bit more action. There's a part where, I mean, I don't want to, like, obviously where you get spoilery in this, and if you've read the book, then you're probably watching this. But the part where Ashoka finally kills the
governor.
He offs the governor. I was like, yes! I was like, get it!
But then also it's like, oh, there goes his he's
his just not as peaceful,
right?
But like, the reaction that the guard had?
Yeah,
he was a little upset, and I was like, is this where it's gonna come in? Like the romantic, like
the angst.
Yeah. So I was kind of waiting. I wanted a little bit more from that, but I also think that maybe it's something that's gonna come later on in the series. But this is the author's debut novel, correct?
Yeah, and she's a dentist,
which I love. I was in the dental field for a long time, so I read that and I was like, why is that so cool? Like, it's just...
Yeah, she's a freaking dentist. Like, that's legit, and to be picked up by a publisher, like, on your first book.
Like, the writing style is beautiful. It really is. Props. Like, I really, really liked it a lot. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
I do have one question for you.
Yes.
What did you think of Shakti dreamwalking?
Oh, okay. I forgot about this. So,
with the whole collective, she ends up getting another ability.
The original Ashoka Emperor teaches her that she can dreamwalk into people's dreams, and she's kind of like hardcore, like her revenge comes out at that point. Like, she goes into them and she's like, well, maybe I can turn this around, because the Ashoka she knows, the youngest, right? Basically kind of got written out as one of the heirs. So, like, he's not third in line. So she's like, well, I'm going to make it, because he would actually change this empire. And goes in, and you're like, some of the things she tells the sister to do, you're this is kind of fucked up. But, like, it was good.
So she takes the form of the father, right? And each of the siblings
tricks them.
Into each of the
it's like Loki vibes.
Yeah. Into each of the kids' dream. And, like, the sister, I think, is the worst, because she, like, the sister, like, looks up to her father. Right. She wants to be exactly like him. Well, she goes into, like, the dreams, and, like, she, like, degrades the shit out of the sister in the father's body, and was like, you're not good enough. Cut yourself with a knife. And, like, the sister, like, wakes up and, like, literally, like cuts herself.
Thinks she's going crazy, but she's smart as shit.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to die in the book.
At the second dream?
And the end of the book, you're like...
I know, you're like...
And then I was like, and now
and then Shakti is like, oh, dear Lord, you little conniving witch. Yeah. Like, oh my God, where is this going to go now?
So there's a lot to build on. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it.
I know. I'm really hoping book 2 just grows into it because, like I said, there's a lot that can happen.
If there was more romance in this, like, this would be a banger. I'm not gonna lie. I still really enjoyed it. But, like, obviously being an adult, I mean, you'd have to up the age range a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, it just would have leveled it up for me if there's a little bit more action and a little bit more romance. But we're romantic-y people.
Yeah, we are.
So that's a personal preference.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Some people don't want to read. Like, my husband is like, closed door, doesn't want any romance. He's like, this is bullshit.
And see, I would have been fine without the romance if it would have been more fantasy, high fantasy. If it would have been like more action packed and more magic and everything like that. I think I would have been okay with it. Cool. Oh, the concept is great. The storyline, it's very original and just like you don't see something like this. So
no, super, super, super cool. I enjoyed it a lot. Well, do you have anything else to say?
No, I think this is great. So yeah.
Good job. We enjoyed it.
Yep, excited for book 2.
Yeah, me too. Okay, be sure to like and subscribe, comment.
Okay. Catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, let us know if you read the book.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
See ya.